it's the Midnight Raven, and you join me on another episode of the It's Not All Doom and Gloom podcast. I'm the Midnight Raven, your host. We are looking at some more of these 365 self-discovery journal prompts. If you haven't seen the previous season, we did lots of these last year, and I believe this is the second one of 2025. So if you are new, do consider liking and subscribing. We go through 5 journal prompts in each podcast, usually around 15 to 20 minutes. We usually give each question around 4 or 5 minutes. If you want to share your thoughts, feelings, and advice in the chat on each of these questions, please do so. The way to a healthy mind and a healthy body and life is to share experiences, share your stories, and get to know you inside and out. So, without any further ado, let's get on to journal prompt number 65, which is the first one today. And it says, who do you hope to become in the next year? So, that is a good question. Who do you hope to become in the next year? So, if you didn't know, I had a rough 2024, mental health wise, physical wise. I went on a proverbial life roller coaster from having a breakdown at the end of 2023 to having counseling in 2024 to losing quite a few people last year, including my nan, and then suffering with suspected cervical cancer, my son collapsing multiple times. Life was quite difficult last year. This year, who do I hope to become? I hope to become a more chilled person. I would love it if life was just that little bit, just a tiny bit, less stressful, and that I could become the calm Raven, the has her shit together Raven. That would be quite nice. The has her shit together Raven. Because last year I was juggling so many things: mental health, bad physical health, financial problems, my son's health problems. It just snowballed. And things by, I want to say maybe October, November last year were getting bad again. Since, I would say, January, maybe the last 4 or 5 weeks, things have eased off. We've had some good news from the hospital for both me and my son. I no longer have counselling anymore, although I would love to have some more counselling. I am looking to having more counselling. And things have been a little bit more level, a little bit more easier. I wouldn't say like we're in like the calm of the storm, because like the calm of the storm, the waves can pick up again. But I would say we're in like maybe a bit of a ripple. Things seem okay, but we're not quite out of the woods yet. But it is early days. We are only in technically the start of March, so we have quite a big portion of the year to go. So it is likely that things will, as my usual predictions, that the year will start off okay and then it seems to tail off and things either get bad or worse. It'll either go one of 2 ways. Either things will be fine and I will become the calm Raven and the getting her shit together Raven, or things will flare up again and Raven will have to get her act together and try and be that calm Raven. So it will go one of 2 ways. I'm just not sure right now which Raven she's going to become in the next year. But I do hope to be getting her shit together, Raven. I do hope that things have settled down, which gives me a chance to zen a bit more and get my shit together. Let me know who you want to become this year. Question 2. How can you improve your work habits and routine? So, work habits and routine, how you can improve. Technically, I don't work at the minute. I am off for my mental well-being and my health. So I technically do YouTube on the side for my mental health. Talking to you guys and everything really does help. and I also sell on Vinted to make a bit of extra money on the side. So my work habits and routines. I do kind of have a routine where I get up in the morning. I'll do my Vinted listed stuff first, so that can be put up. Usually between 5 and 10 items. Then I'll do some YouTube stuff, load some shorts, schedule some videos. Then I'll either go for a walk in the afternoon or go to the shops and go out sort of mid lunchtime. Then in the afternoon, I will come back, either list more stuff on Vinted, or I will prepare either for a live stream, or I will sort more videos out for tomorrow on YouTube. And then by about 6 o'clock, I start doing like YouTube and Vinted stuff. And I kind of have like the rest of the evening, if you want to call it, to myself. So my work day does range from like 4 or 5 hours. It's not a major like time. It doesn't eat a lot of my time because I do like break it up into portions so that I'm not just working solidly. Because for my mental health, having the little breaks, whether it's a walk or to go get a coffee and come back, it just breaks it up like it would do at work, where you take an hour's lunch break. I might not take an hour for a break. I might put it into like 15-minute little breaks where I just go to the loo, make a drink, or walk to town quickly to post some parcels. And I just like break up my day. So how can I improve my work routine or my work habits? I don't think there's anywhere I could improve them. I do have a certain schedule that I try and keep to. I do try and give myself a day off each week, the same as most people. I do try and tend not to work all weekend. I do try and give myself like Sunday off, or I won't do certain things on Sundays. I'm not religious or anything, but I do feel that you need to give yourself a bit of a mental break from like working and like take yourself out of it. Because although I do things like Vinted and YouTube from home and I could just solidly work all the time, you do have to have like an actual life aside from work. You don't want to become this like robot, if you want to call it, and just turn into one of these people that just seem to like work all the time. Even with work, you still get breaks, you still get lunch breaks, you might get a fag break, coffee break, and you'll only work so many hours a day. So I do have the luxury of being able to break some of my day up, in fairness. So that does make life a little bit easier, that I can like schedule my day how I want. I don't have any plans to go back to work anytime soon. If I could be self-employed and work from home, I will do. I think I just feel more relaxed in my own environment. I have become a little bit closed off since I lost my job due to the store closing and the bullying I entailed at work. I do feel I don't want to work in an environment anymore with other people. I do want to just work solely on my own. But everybody is different. So that leads quite nicely into the next question. So let me know down below, how would you improve your work habits and your work routines? Because everybody is different. I know the whole 9 till 5 thing is quite structured, but there are quite a few jobs nowadays where you can work your own hours, your own times and stuff, and you have a bit more freedom. So question number 3, what would your ideal job look like? Look at that. So my ideal job would be working for myself, whether it would be doing YouTube full time, which I would love to do if I could get YouTube to be financially sound. I would love to do Vinted full time. I would love to do car boots full time, and I would love just love to become self-employed. I would love to just go from car boot to car boot to car boot 7 days a week, drive and do car boots, do yard sales, do Vinted, do YouTube, and just be self-employed and just put all that together for a job where I didn't have to work a 9 till 5. I could work as many hours, as many days as I want, make as much or as little money as I want. I do have a provisional license. I don't have a full license quite yet, but I would love to learn to drive, to get a license, to then do car boots full time, all year round, and make a living out of it would be my ideal, then do Vinted and YouTube on the side and just be self-employed. I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I don't want to work with other people. In fact, I just despise the fact of working with other people after spending between a year and 18 months being bullied at work. I really don't want to work with people. I don't trust them. I just don't want to be around other people. And I find myself, I closed myself more off in my room over the last maybe year since it all happened. But my ideal job would be flexible hours and working for myself. Hopefully doing car boots, yard sales, Vinted, and YouTube. And that would be my ideal job, because I just don't feel like I want to go back to work in the corporate world. I just don't. I was bullied. I had a really bad time. It's left a very bad taste in my mouth from what I experienced. I've had not one but 2 breakdowns. I've had to have counselling. I was bullied quite excessively. And I don't want to go back to that kind of work environment. I just don't. I do not feel comfortable in it. So I want to be me. Next question. Let me know what your ideal job is, or are you already working your ideal job? Who knows? Next question. What has been the most challenging moment in your work? So, the most challenging moment in my work would have been when I was bullied and sticking with the job. So, for anyone that didn't know, I worked for a company. I'm not going to say their name. I worked for a company for about 2.5 years. I spent a good 18 months being bullied. And it took ages for the company to do anything. It took ages for anything to even be done, looked at. Eventually, the person who was bullying me, as well as other members of staff, was eventually fired. But it took ages and ages of reporting before we were even listened to, and I was excessively bullied. I hated my job. I didn't want to go. It was horrible. I woke up hating going to work. When I first started there, it was all rosy. It was all happy. But there was one staff member who just didn't see eye to eye with me, just didn't like me, and for whatever reason, just made it her purpose to bully me. Now, me being me, who was stubborn, I stuck with the job and I put up with it, and I reported her multiple times. I made complaints. I was adamant I wasn't going to be pushed out of my job by her, and I stayed, and eventually something was done about it. Other people reported and she was fired. But it took a lot to stay in that job with what I was going through. But from my side of things, I didn't want to give up the job. Apart from her and her bullying, the job I actually liked. I was really good at my job. I was really good with the customers. My displays were really good. I had a penchant for managing. I really could have done something within the store, within the company. I really was good at my job. And that's not just me saying that. My manager said that. My supervisor said that. My colleagues said that. I am a really good hard worker. I have ideas. My displays are really good. I'm constantly looking at how you can make things better, how you can change things. And people sometimes don't like that, where you're like outshining them, which is what I think became the horcrux of the entire thing. That I was just so good at my job and was getting praise all the time. And I think the person that was bullying me just wasn't getting the limelight anymore, wasn't getting the praise, and she wanted what I had. And she thought by if she bullied me, I would leave and then she would be number one again, which is a poor way of doing things, because she was the one that was fired in the end, not me. But that would have been the most challenging moment in my work career, was sticking with the job, even with being bullied, because I really did think I had something in that job that I could bring to the table, make the store better, the displays, the work ethic. I worked like a military operation. I got shit done on time, looking good. I got praise from area. I was really good at my job. And when I did eventually leave, people didn't want me to leave. They were begging me and asking me to stay. So I did really well in that job. It's just very sour how the entire situation was and how it ended. But there are those kinds of people, you cannot please everybody when you work with them. No matter how you try, you're never going to have everybody like you. But I still do not believe in bullying for no reason, no matter what. So let me know what the most challenging experience you've ever had, or a moment you've ever had at work is. And the last question for this video today: what 3 skills, talents, or pursuits would you like to develop? What 3 skills, talents, or pursuits would you like to develop? I would love to become more confident vlogging. Now, I will vlog in my bedroom. I will vlog on a walk in the middle of nowhere. I would love to be more confident to film in public. Like doing vlogs when I go to charity shops or vlogging when I'm around town. I would love to have the confidence. If you want to call that a skill or a talent or a pursuit, being able to vlog more confidently, I would love that. I would love to have the confidence to just vlog and be like, this is my job. This is who I am. I do try and vlog. I do try and not involve like people around me, children. I always have the camera facing me or facing the items I'm filming. I try and not film people. So I would love to be a bit more skilled when it comes to vlogging. A talent or a pursuit. I would love to pursue going out more. I don't know if that is a thing, but being out and about more, doing more things, pursuing life a bit more fuller. Going out more. Like I went to a farm recently. I've got plans to go to the Royal Norfolk Show and to go to events and stuff like that. I want to get out more. I want to pursue life a bit more. And a talent. So the YouTube confidence would be a skill, I guess. The pursuit would be to get out more. A talent. I don't think I really have any talents that need like developing. A skill. I don't know. It's really hard to push yourself to be something else. Like learning a talent or learning a skill. I'd love to be more body confident if that's a skill. I know I said about vlogging and stuff, but I'd love to be confident in my own shell, like body confident. Like, I know you're going to say, but you have a partner, you obviously have some kind of confidence, to put yourself out there. You wouldn't have gone on dates, you wouldn't have done all that. That's a different kind of confidence. I can be confident behind a phone. I can text people, be confident on a phone, be confident on a phone call. Being confident in person, entirely different. I literally go into my shell. But I would love to be a bit more confident when it comes to vlogging or body confidence. And I think if I had the vlogging skills and the body confidence, I think I would go out more. I think the body confidence would help me go out as well, because I always get this sense that people are looking at me. And I think in this day and age, we all judge each other. We're looking at people, we're judging them, whether it's their clothes, their shoes, their hair, whether they're fat, whether they're thin. I think we're always judging people, just day in, day out. It doesn't matter. Even their car is judged. I'd love to be more confident, body confident. I'd love to become more confident filming in public. And I'd love to pursue going out more. So what are your 3 skills, talents, or pursuits that you guys would like to develop? And that is today's therapy/discovery session. So let's go back through the questions. The first question of the day was, who do you hope to become in the next year? Then we looked at how you can improve your work and your work routine and your work habits. We then looked at what would be your ideal job and what would it look like. Then we looked at what had been the most challenging moments in your work. And then we looked at what 3 skills, talents, and pursuits you are looking to develop this year. So we were looking at mostly to do with work, which isn't a bad thing to look at. We're always looking for that next money-making thing, and we're always looking to improve our jobs because we all want to make more money. So this has been the It's Not All Doom and Gloom podcast with the Midnight Raven. Next time, we are looking at milestones, dreaming, work satisfaction, and boundaries, and being your healthiest self. So we have a very mixed bag next time. But if you want to like and subscribe and give us a big thumbs up, comment down below, share all your experiences, your comments, and your advice. I am an open book if you have anything you would like to ask me. If you want to help donate to the podcast, you can donate by PayPal, Super Chat, or Super Thanks, or become a member of the channel. I do try and do these podcasts at least once a week or once a fortnight. If you want to see previous podcasts, there is an entire first season, and this, I believe, is the second episode in Series 2 for 2025. And I will see you very soon for another podcast episode. Thank you all for watching, and have a very good evening. Bye, guys.